From Australia to the UK, we got them today. Hey, on BoxMac. A tale of Macs. Bega is a grocery store in Australia, and they used to license the Kraft brand to manufacture macaroni and cheese. However, their license ran out. Now they're making their own.
Remember Mondelēz was involved?
Yeah, well, Mondelēz owns the Kraft's brands.
Bega, pronounced Bega, in Australia is one of the main supermarket cheese brands, and a couple years ago they purchased the rights to manufacture various Kraft's branded products from Mondelēz. They then lost the rights to use the Kraft brand about 2 years later, with Heinz buying those rights.
Heinz and Mondelēz merged, and apparently this was a victim of that. Heinz wanted to make this product in Australia.
Are they different?
That's a good question. We're going to find out.
They're essentially both Kraft.
I don't know how they could use the Kraft logo there. That's really kind of suspicious to me.
Well, they didn't print it.
It's got a little Kraft.
No, I understand, but it's a sticker.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Meaning so they walked around slapping that on.
And nobody can, we didn't ship it that way.
The other one has sort of includes cheese sauce made with real cheese.
Yeah, so that's a deluxe.
This one is their house brand, and this was their Kraft.
Yes. We also have side by side the UK version.
And we have no idea where that came from.
No, we couldn't figure it out.
That's kind of like Australia, right? They have the funny accents.
Yeah, it's a different shaped box. Notice if you're from the UK, apparently you need a different size box than if you're from Australia. Of course, because this is Australia, we get them in a little satchel.
Not canned cheese this time around.
It looks exactly the same, doesn't it?
Aha, the first clue. If we had a detective notebook.
Yeah, that would be the first clue.
Bags and sachet, same. Walk around the Colombo. Just when the Macs taste too alike, we go, just one more thing.
One more thing, sir, I almost forgot. One more thing that I wanted to check on.
Canned cheese.
Canned cheese.
Bega, macaroni and cheese. Canned cheese.
Bega, macaroni and cheese.
Canned cheese.
Look at this international.
Yeah, it's a panoply.
I say it every time, I don't mean to be repetitive. Canned cheese reminds me of cat food. Or tuna. Anything in like a short can.
There's some cat food right there you can compare.
That store bought this cat food. And
who makes that cat food?
Purina.
Which is a Nestle
brand.
Yeah.
Nestle makes the very best cat food.
You all right? All the Macs are in, Frankie. Let's take a nap. They're all trashed, garbage.
Why'd you label them?
Because I needed to know temporarily.
I've been craving a good burger lately.
Yeah, I've really got it down to 2 places that I'll go for a burger, and it's not the 2 you'd think. It's like a Facebook clickbait, not the 2. These 2 unexpected burger joint places will make you think.
John went to the bathroom. You won't believe number 2. Oh. They're laughing at that.
They are laughing. I'm glad they're laughing. Five Guys or Friendly's. So
yeah, those are my 2 favorite burgers too.
Yeah.
We are perfectly aligned in this way.
In this way.
I've always known Friendly's burgers to be really good.
Yeah, they're pretty reliably good.
I don't generally like restaurant burgers. They're stacked too high.
Yeah, they kind of make a big presentation out of them that's not really very tasty.
Sometimes the burger can be juicy,
Yep.
but not flavorful. There can be big, giant things of tomato in there.
Yeah, and the tomatoes always taste like crap. Let me just tell you, restaurant tomatoes are the most flavorless tomatoes you can get.
Friendly's is a good restaurant burger, the only restaurant burger I like, really. And Five Guys is kind of a step up from your fast food burger.
Yeah.
But a step down, I guess, in presentation from your restaurant burger.
Yep.
But I've always found them to have the most flavorful burgers. By default, they give you 2 patties.
Yep.
I always get the little burger, which you think is gonna be a small burger.
No, it's not.
It just means a single patty.
Which is really plenty.
But yeah, I normally get chopped onions, mushrooms, and mayo. And the last couple of times I went, they covered it in so much mayo. The bread itself, and I'm unwrapping it, and it's all over my fingers.
Let me tell you, I was not a big fan of mayo for a long time. But then I saw you started getting it on things, and I was like, I should give that a try. And now I like a little mayo, but that sounds disgusting, like a ton of mayo. I remember you did a short, I think, called Hellman's Heartbreak.
Oh my God, I'm not cutting any clips of that into this.
And I was so disgusted by it.
It's so disgusting.
You gotta describe it to the audience if you're not gonna cut in a clip.
Okay, so there's this thing called college. And I had a friend named Doug who was like an arty film guy.
Yeah.
And he wanted to just make a short film. I think he needed to make it for a class. And he wanted to just make this sort of stream of consciousness, whatever sort of, and he was really good with a camera and he was very stylistic and whatnot. And at the time, I think I was really okay with doing exploitative things.
Yes, I remember that was a definite phase.
So we were in the kitchen area of a dorm and there was a giant jar of mayo. And it seemed like the outrageous thing to do, sort of the money shot, if you will, was to take handfuls of it and put it in my mouth. Hellman's Heartbreak.
That must be on a hidden Red Cow channel.
You can get
You
to
go
it.
to the website and search for it.
Be cautious when searching for
Please remember the context. But I just like a little bit of mayonnaise, and I have really grown to love it.
Not a giant jar.
I usually get the grilled onions, mustard, no ketchup, pickles.
They'll put mustard on it, or you put it on?
No, they put it on. I love hot sauce on a burger.
Yeah.
But they
Interesting.
always forget it because it's the last step in the process at Five Guys.
Yes. How did you go your whole life hopping over mayo?
I think it just always grossed me out. I must have had a young encounter with too much of it on something.
I'm not nuts about ketchup.
Okay. I'm not either. I used to be kind of an essential on burgers and hot dogs for me. Now I don't even do it.
But I'm one of these people, and now they have the actual, they call it fried sauce.
Yeah. You always do this. You always mix ketchup and mayo.
That's the way to go, man. It takes the things that are gross about mayo down,
Yep.
and it takes the things that are gross about ketchup down. You know where I learned it?
Where?
When I worked at Handy Hill, which is an ice cream sort of
I also worked there. It was
fast
my-
food. We could get anything we wanted for lunch.
Yep.
They'd make us anything we wanted.
Yep.
Which is freaking awesome. And I would get clam cakes sometimes. Dipping those in a little bit of ketchup / mayo.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's the way to go. You see, I can teach John the things that are good in life.
Teach me how to be fatto.
Because you were... We also have similar tastes when it comes to fries.
Yeah. What's your favorite fast food fry?
I guess Burger King, probably?
Yeah, Burger King's mine too,
Yeah.
but the problem I always have with Burger King's is the quality is super inconsistent. I used to actually love Kentucky Fried Chicken's French fries before they changed them to potato wedges. This is going way back in time.
I learned on the Big Fat Quiz of the Year 2018
Yeah.
that Kentucky Fried Chicken lost. They ran out of
Yes,
chicken.
that was hilarious. In the UK, they changed chicken providers because they got a cheaper bid, and then they couldn't provide them chicken at all. It's
Yeah.
actually really funny. Let's go to the clip.
David Mitchell, please explain.
It was almost like they thought, well, how much chicken do you need? Would it be like 1 chicken per branch of KFC every day? We need another 4,000 now. And then every other... And they just, I can't believe it. It's just an unimaginable quantity of chicken we have to deliver.
I am a huge fan of British comedy and British panelist comedy, which is what that show basically is.
They're both very well structured and they move right along.
Yeah.
And yet there's plenty of time for tangents and for just like throwing
It's
things out
really
there.
great.
I think our show sort of matches that a little bit.
I think it does. I think we just kind of go off wherever we want. One of my favorite British panel shows is called 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. Ridiculous name for the show. They play a classic British game called Countdown, which is a very stodgy, brainy game. And they have panel comedians. It's never the same. It's always kind of weird and different and funny.
Tea?
All of these use a half cup of milk, which is usually what we'd use in a extra creamy, like a extra creamy. God, I'm losing it, Frank.
You ever worry about yourself?
All the time. Here's the silver cheese.
Which is kind of a 20 slang for a really good meal. Not here, it's a silver cheese.
Why? She's the bee's knees, the silver cheese. Canned cheese going in, EJ.
Canned cheese going in, EJ.
Canned cheese going in, EJ. I can't get it out, EJ. The canned cheese won't come out, EJ.
Yeah, I wonder if the UK one will taste like onions in any way.
Could. Oh, it's miserable. It's like onion pasta. That's what it is. Bloody onion pasta. It tastes like onions almost completely.
It is very oniony.
The onion one is really oniony, isn't it?
It tastes like onion pasta.
Just a tiny hint of onion is the only flavor. I guess that onion could be conceived as cheese in the right light.
It's not. Come on.
It definitely has an onion scent to it. Do you agree, Frankie? Take a pre-sniff.
Yeah, what the hell is going on with all the
The onions. Yellow-colored onion sauce. Smells faintly of chicken and onions.
Hey, if you're from the UK, does a lot of your stuff taste like onions? Like more than just like your weird cheese products that you don't quite understand how to make? Like, I'm just wondering. Let's go eat, huh?
Let's go eat, huh?
Danny, what are you doing?
Why did you do this? You know better, right? Why?
Anything for my princess.
Anything for my princess.
It smells like non-US macaroni and cheese. Will do too, will do too, will do too, max per plate. Frankie. Did you stir it?
Yeah, for a while, and then you were like, hey, this one.
Let's start with the Kraft Australian.
From Mondelēz. Chemicals.
Yeah, weird cheese flavor. Not like what we're used to, certainly. It's got like almost a weird nutty taste in it.
It does.
You like sense that peanutty kind of taste?
Yep, it's kind of like characteristic of dry Max.
Let's try this one now. This is the Bega.
This is the most important comparison. It's better,
Just a tiny bit though.
but not by much, yeah.
The cheese is barely present.
It's like water. Water and whatever flavor's made its way into the water.
Like a tiny bit of Parmesan cheese is the only thing I get. Let's try the UK one next. Looks very different from the Australian one.
Guess what it tastes like?
Onions.
It seriously does.
They must have done some research that says the taste of Britain is onions.
Smell that pot, Nina.
Use your onion sense.
You're the onion lady.
It absolutely smells like onion.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Oh, I don't like it.
No, it's too oniony. And then finally, this should be good, maybe?
This is Kraft Deluxe.
Canned cheese. Ugh, this I didn't mix enough. Ah!
Mine's okay mixed. Ooh! Oh! It's so strong!
Quick, get me some onion pasta.
You'd really have to thin out that cheese to make sure you had no clumps because man, is it strong when you have a little bit in a clump.
I didn't like that, but otherwise...
Yeah, the cheese flavor's okay, but you really got to mix it well because otherwise you're going to be hurting.
Here, I'm gonna try a little more with it. No.
Without a clump. All the pastas are very good, by the way. That mac tastes pretty good to me.
Okay, yeah, it's really good if it's... But man...
Don't get yourself a clump. Don't think just because you see it in clump form that it's going to be okay, because it's not. I think that overall, they're pretty similar, these Macs, but the Bega is pulling ahead.
If you're gonna send us something from the UK,
Yeah.
new rule.
Yes.
I'm like Bill Maher.
Okay, Bill Maher.
Like, new rule.
No roll. I actually like Bill Maher, so.
Taste test it first, and if it tastes just like onions, don't send it to us.
Yeah, just don't send it.
We know exactly what it tastes
We
like.
know, even though we know what it tastes like. We had like 5 Macs from the UK that taste like onions.
You guys have a good Sunday, eh?
Have a good Sunday, eh? Go to Montreal. The US dollar is really valuable right now. You can get really cheap hotel rooms. That's my advice. Go to those great restaurants in downtown Montreal, right by the Palace. There's a place called La Valliere. It's my favorite Montreal restaurant.
Talked about it lots of times.
just go up there, eat there, have a nice day. See you later.
Di do